Hello, everybody. Lisa from Arcane and Stellar here with another reading. I'm going through all the requests that you guys have left on the community tab, trying to get all of those done. Again, this is going to be, like the last video, a request from La-Di-Da. I think La-Di-Da had some really good, two really good requests, so I wanted to hop on those first, and I just felt drawn to do those. And this one is going to be what you left unsaid versus what they left unsaid. So I think, you could try to apply it to any, type of relationship where you maybe want to see kind of the things you want to see that aspect of the relationship. I imagine many of you will probably be asking about romantic relationships, so I might focus in on that a little bit more, but I'll try to give and remember to give alternative meanings for those of you that maybe where it wasn't, it's just a friendship or, some other kind of relationship. So, as always, 4 piles we have here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thank you all so very, 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 very much for your support, and I really just appreciate you all, like, so much. I'm just, like, overwhelmed. I've been reading all my comments. I haven't got to reply to all of them from my last video, but I get so cheesed out when you guys are nice to me. So, thank you very much, and I hope you resonate with this reading. That's my intention and the prayer I put out there before I read these. And yeah, so take care, guys, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, so if you've chosen pile number 1, this is your reading. So I pre-shuffled today again, not like my last video. I did that because I was actually listening to a song. I felt led to listen to the song, and it's been in my head since last night. And maybe for some of you this could be a relevant song. Maybe it's a song you like already, or maybe it's a song you should listen to. I don't know. And maybe it's just a message for a few people. But I Love You by Billie Eilish. I don't know. I found a 1-hour looped version of that, and I was just listening to it. I just can't get it out of my head for some reason. And I connect a lot through music in terms of, I don't know. I just always connected. Maybe it's because my Neptune is in my 5th house. And it's, touching my moon, my Mercury, and all this other stuff. But yeah, music's always been something that I really connect with emotionally. Even though I'm not a musician myself and I sing like crap. Okay, so let's see here. We've got your feelings up here. I mean, sorry, not your feelings. Sorry. Your things that you've been left unsaid. And then the things that they've left unsaid. Okay. So you versus them. Let's start with you, first of all. So the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. I feel like you've left a lot of things unsaid in some way. For some of you, you may have ghosted this person or had to kind of like leave them behind in some way. Almost I feel with this 7 of Swords in particular from this deck, I'm called to feel like it was a regretful decision. It was like you just kind of like look back and you're just like, I don't want to do this, but it's got to be done. It could have been one of those things where, there wasn't commitment from them or they weren't saying enough. And I'm getting that feeling, especially from seeing what they've left unsaid. Because I feel like there was some unfairness in this situation. The 7 of Swords doesn't always have to be about screwing someone over. That's a common, association with that card. But it can also be about leaving situations that aren't good for you. Knowing when to bounce, when to get out of a situation. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was kind of an energy with you. I feel like you didn't tell this person the connection that you quite felt to them. Like you didn't, I feel like you thought that you guys were soulmates or you had a deep connection. Or maybe it was a long-term friendship. And you never really told them how much it meant to you. That was kind of where you didn't quite open up as much. And you didn't, maybe you just thought it would be better left unsaid. Maybe you thought it didn't matter to them or something like that. Now with the 3 of Pentacles, that's an interesting card. It talks about, practicing something, apprenticeship, learning. And this could be learning about in really embracing your spiritual side here with the 6 of Cups right next to it. It could be what you've learned about your connection I'm seeing what else I can pick up off this. I don't feel like I have another pile where the cards seem to be very much pointing into a pinnacle type of situation, and so I feel like it's a totally different meaning than this one. So I'm gonna take some. Let's take some clarifiers here with the cards just to get a more of a feel, because I don't necessarily get like okay, honestly, if I was going to interpret this, like, literally, logically, I would say, oh, you didn't tell them about some teamwork you wanted to do, or some kind of, and maybe that is the case for some of you. Maybe you didn't tell them about a childhood dream that you've had. That could be for some of you. But I feel like, for many of you, that may not be the case. Maybe there was a collaboration you wanted to take part in with them, and you just never really spoke of it. Let's get some more clarification. Okay. Interesting. Exchanging gifts. Okay. This brings something up. Perhaps some of you wanted to give them something and you never gave it. Do you see that? Gifts. Giving somebody something. So for some of you, it could have been that you wanted to give them something and you never did, because maybe you didn't think that they would appreciate it. Maybe it was something that you made. Maybe you made them, like, for instance, a graphic or something, or like it could even be like maybe it was a letter of your feelings and you decided it was better not to share it with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how you like write a letter out and you pour your soul into it and then you're like, delete or burn it in the fire or whatever, depending on what kind of thing it is. That's interesting. Okay, let's get some more here real quick with these cards. Thank you, Yolanda, for this Whispering Woods Oracle. Okay. Light. Looked at the space between the trees for answers. For some of you, yeah, it could be that you didn't share with them, some childhood dreams you've had, or what you're working on. Maybe you were, your childhood dream was to be a singer and you've secretly been working on singing lessons, or a writer, but you never showed them what you wrote, or you never exchanged that gift of yourself. Like, for many of you, this actually could be a talent of some kind that you have and you just never quite told them. Reconnect. Secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep within in the woods. For some of you, it could have been that you wanted to reconnect with this person and you just didn't tell them that. Like, you haven't had the courage. Like, you're looking at them, you want to, but you're not sure. You might be looking for signs, for some of you, with that light card. Signs to share something, to share your feelings, to share something you're working on, to share some intimate part of yourself. The Six of Cups is, it's a card of nostalgia, innocence, a very innocent part of ourselves, a pure part of ourselves. You know what I mean? It's a very sweet card, and there's something that you're not exchanging with them in terms of that. Like I said, for some of you, it's something that you've been working on for a long time. It could be childhood dreams. It could be a connection that you've felt for many years. It could be that it's a past life connection. You haven't shared this. Again, letters written that were never sent. That type of stuff. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on your end. Now let's get over to their end. Okay, so on their end, what did they leave unsaid? Well, we have the Empress, Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just shuffling these cards. Okay. There's definitely an energy, a big energy here on their end. I think that they probably left a lot more unsaid than you did in terms of big themes, because we have Major Arcana here, and Major Arcana can talk about more long-term situations, more higher vibration type of situations, like the lower the minor arcana, sorry, talks more about, like, you know, quick things or things that are more short term. It's not like it's, you know, more negative or anything at all, at all, at all. It just shows such a more prevalent type of overall feeling with that major arcana. So, sorry. With the Empress, they definitely didn't express perhaps how beautiful they thought you were at times, how nurturing. I feel like there were nurturing words, like encouragement, that they didn't give you in some way. And this could be why you never wanted to open up about something. Maybe they didn't seem like they'd like it, or maybe you thought they'd think you're stupid. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here with perhaps this person isn't exactly, it isn't easy for them to show that, you know, feminine side, their feminine energy, or the more, you know, receptive and kind energy. And maybe they feel like they have to keep things in balanced more than other people. They don't want to seem too nice, or they don't want to seem too, like, partial, okay? But I feel here that they definitely, the scales weren't as balanced as they seemed in terms of what they were wanting to say. If they seemed a little bit more harsh and critical, or maybe like they weren't turned on emotionally much, I don't feel like that was the case. I think a lot of that type of stuff was left unsaid in terms of what they were saying. As well with the Knight of Pentacles, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is the type of card that is focused on their goals, but we also have other, like, earthy type of energies there with, like, you know, trying to keep things grounded and balanced and, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? Not stable. You won't see many Knight of Pentacle type of people, like, going off the rails with their feelings, okay? Not usually. I mean, it's not something that they want to do. And with these two cards here, I definitely feel like maybe they thought it was just better not to say anything. With that creativity here with the Empress, that can be about, you know, birthing new creations and stuff. So perhaps there was something that they did know that you worked on and that you didn't share with them, and they wanted to see it more, but they didn't really want to say that they wanted to see it. Okay? That could be for some of you. Like I said, these are general readings, so obviously everyone's going to have a little bit of a different situation, but the overall energy here is one of, you know, remaining balanced, and trying not to go off the rails with emotions or with, you know, feelings. Because the Empress is a very positive card. And I feel like maybe, you know, they didn't want to rock the boat in some way. I don't know why. It could just be their personality. They just don't normally show that side to people. Some people can even be like the types that, like, oh, I'm not going to let them get big-headed, so I'm not going to say anything. You know what I mean? It could have been that type of energy. Maybe they're that type of person. But that doesn't have to be for everybody. It's just a type of, you know, it's a personality trait that I've noticed in life with people. Okay, let's see. Let's get some clarification here. Oops. Yeah, I didn't even ask the question. I was just looking to see what it was. Okay, let's see. What, pile number one's person? Wow, I said two. Forbearance. Uh-huh. Growth. Okay. Wow, okay, I'm seeing some more stuff here. Forbearance. It says, do not be deterred by the thorn oh my gosh, amidst the roses. Oh, okay. So, again, I feel like this person kind of comes off a little bit thorny in a way. They might be a little bit more critical and rough than they seem. Maybe they don't know how to give compliments. I feel like that's a big thing here with this person. The things that they left unsaid were compliments. Like, they didn't compliment you enough. As much as they would have, like how they felt. You know what I mean? Their compliments didn't, what they were saying wasn't really reflecting how they were feeling, for sure. So we have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Do not be afraid to start something new. That might be another thing. Perhaps you were working on something and you didn't want to tell them, and they knew that you were working on it, and they wanted to encourage you with this, okay, here with the Empress, because that's all about, the Empress is also about creation, whether it's creating a child, or creating a project, or creating your dreams. I feel like that's something that they wanted to tell you, like, go for it, you can do this, you've got it all. That's especially here with that Knight of Pentacles, like, keep working at it, you've got this. And maybe they just, for whatever personal reason, like I said, there are different reasons why people might not share these things. It could be, just a personality trait of theirs. It could be, like I said, some people don't want to get someone big-headed, or sometimes people just don't know how to share this type of stuff. Maybe they think it'll make them seem too soft or too vulnerable, or, it's not something that's easily said. So that's definitely what I'm getting. And let me just take one of these. Let's see. Oh, hold on. What if I keep saying pile number 2, so I almost wonder if you guys are meant to watch that too. I don't know. Okay, truth be told. Yeah, they didn't open up their heart to you. They didn't open up that window for you to see what was truly going on with them. I feel like for many of you, this person had loving feelings. So, like, if, this is a crush, there were definitely more feelings than they let on. They just couldn't really open that for you in some way. And I feel like it hurt you a lot here with that Seven of Swords. Like I said, a lot of people get certain vibes off this card. I get really this idea of, like, man, it's like almost like I have to leave some of myself. She's just taking what she can and just leaving and looking back. And it's just kind of like, well, I guess, that's how it is. Sad energy, honestly. I feel sorry for you guys. I feel that sadness for you guys. But, yeah, it seems like they're just that type of person that can't really say everything that they want to say. It's just difficult for them to communicate. I know this is probably going to be a prevalent type of thing with these readings, because that's often what people don't communicate. But, I'm not surprised to see this come out in the cards, because I think that's one of the hardest ways for people to be vulnerable sometimes. Although I don't understand about compliments sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I am bad about saying compliments myself. I'm an Aries, so sometimes I can be self-centered. It doesn't come off. I'm not trying to be bad. It's just sometimes I just don't think. And I've gotten much better as I gotten older. I make much more conscious thoughts, like, you know what? I need to, like, make sure that people know what I'm, how I'm really feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like, that I think that looks good, or, you know what I mean? It just, it's not like a bad, it doesn't come from a place of bad intentions. It's just, and that could be another variant of this. Although I feel like they're more balanced here with this. Oh my god, if you hear yelling in the background, they're watching football upstairs. Sorry, they're yelling, something happened. Go team, whatever team it is. But anyways, so I'm just gonna stop there. Wow, that totally. Okay, hopefully that didn't show, like, it wasn't so loud, because they were swearing. But anyways, I swear too, so whatever. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm seeing for you guys. And I'll just stop it here. Let me know if it resonates in the comments below. I always appreciate when you do that. And I'll give your comment a heart. And yeah, anything you feel comfortable sharing, It doesn't have to be, it could just be the number. If you don't want to, like, go into too many personal details, I can understand that. So yeah, take care, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. Or whenever you watch this video, that the rest of your day is amazing, that the rest of your week is amazing, that the rest of your life is amazing. Okay, guys, see you next time. Okay. Hey guys, so if you've chosen pile number 2, this is going to be your reading. Um, I wanted to say something before I start this. Um, for some reason, since like last night and then like today, even while I was shuffling, I had like this desire, this urge to listen to I Love You by Billie Eilish. So maybe for some of you, that might be something you want to listen to, or maybe it's a song that reminds you of this person that you're asking about. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there just in case. So, because I listened to that song. I found an hour looped version, and I was just listening to it while I was shuffling each pile. And yeah, so you guys, I feel this is a heavy one, I think, on your end. I'm I couldn't believe how many swords cards came out. I was like, what? And you had an extra card. Oh my god, my hands are shaky today. I don't know what the heck is going on with me. Okay, so we've got on your end, you're going to be at the top, while they'll be at the bottom. So this is sad. I feel like this might be a situation where you guys have split up with someone, or, you know, lost a connection, lost a friendship. And you guys aren't speaking right now, or things are not good. Okay? On your end, you are holding in so many things inside of you, inside of your head, inside of your heart, I think. I feel like, you know, sorry if you hear, by the way, loudness in the background. They're watching football upstairs and they're very rude. Rudely loud. And, but anyway, so sorry, I just want to apologize in case it shows up on the microphone. Sometimes it's not as loud as I think it might be. But I just wanted to apologize for that. I apologize. So, yeah. I already said that like 5 times. So, with the energy here, I definitely see a lot of mental torment on your end. A lot of feelings were left unsaid on your part. You kept a lot of things in. Like, a lot of things in. If you just, first of all, I feel like this person in some way completely humiliated you. Or you felt completely humiliated by the situation. It's something that hurt your pride. It really, like, screwed you up with this Five of Swords card. And perhaps you were even ready to kind of start over. Maybe you felt attacked by other people because of this person. It doesn't have to be that they humiliated you, or that they, you know, made you feel this pressure. It could have been from outside sources as well, because we do have like a like kind of like a pair there that seemed to be under some kind of attack. Perhaps there were a lot of people that had opinions about this person that you never told them. But nevertheless, I still feel this energy of a lot of thoughts were left unsaid. A lot of things, a lot of your truths were left unsaid. Okay? Because swords really can represent the truth or lies. The things we say, the things we don't say. And this is kind of what that reading's about, right? And with the Knight of Swords again, you know, it's really in your head energy. It's just like, I mean, I can't even, that's just like what it is. It's just in the head energy. A lot of your stuff was not communicated. Now, the Fool there is interesting. For some of you, it could be that you wanted a new beginning with this person and you never told them. You're like, I would give you another chance, but you didn't say it. I think that could be something for a lot of you. Let me just see. Can I get some clarification? What did they leave unsaid? Royal Heart. Yeah, I feel like even after all of this, what people were saying or what they said to you or how they might have humiliated you. Yeah, Yin. Beautiful feminine energy. Like a forgiving type of energy. I feel like you were still loyal to this person. Because if you see like the Fool, the heart is lit up there. His heart's in the journey. It's ready to be a part of this transformation. I feel like you were all in it. You were ready to, but you didn't tell him that. I don't know why. There's probably a specific reason. We didn't look at why that is. It could be that you just felt like they weren't open enough for it. Maybe they weren't ready, or they aren't ready. Perhaps you're loyal to somebody else as well, okay? Maybe you have a different relationship than this person now, or during that time. That could be for some of you. Um, and you wanted to do the right thing. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Let's just see maybe a little bit more from these Whispering Woods cards. Thank you, Yolanda, for getting those for us. I think they're great cards. I really want the Sea Melody ones. They have a Sea Melody one, and I think those are cute too. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow, okay. Mud fell on the ground. Hold on, I'm just going to grab that. Oh my gosh. That got far away from me. Music. Oh, maybe that song will resonate with you. The Billie Eilish song. I always want to say Eilish because that's how my students in Russia always said it. My my English, like I taught English, and all my students be like, "Oh, you love Billie Eilish," and I thought that's how she said her name, and I think it's just because that's how Russians read it, and yeah, it's apparently it's. My daughter told me it's like eyelash. She's a teenager who knows everything. Okay. Music and resilient and joy. So I do feel like for some of you that song, that might be a sign that this song does resonate. And if you don't know that song, go listen to it. It might be very relevant to this connection. I can, with the resilient card, I can't help but think of that loyal heart card. And this dedication you have to this person, even if they've really hurt you and, you felt attacked by them, you still feel like, you still feel that connection to them. You still feel loyal to them. But maybe you understood that it wasn't going to bring you anything by doing this. It wasn't going to bring you joy. The connection wasn't bringing you joy. We have the Fool. It's such a card of great potential, of, putting yourself with your whole heart into a new situation. It's following things that bring you joy, that bring you, life and happiness. And it's like maybe you realized, especially with this kind of card where you see Nine of Swords and like the head is, just surrounded by, this sphere thing. It's like maybe you kind of came to the conclusions like that, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's going to bring me happiness to open up like this to this person. I keep giving and giving and giving this like beautiful, energy of my loyalty and my feelings and my heart, and it's just not worth saying it. Okay? So that's kind of what I'm seeing on your end. Of course, you can let me know if that resonates with you. Now, on their end, what did they leave unsaid? A lot. Who they really are, I feel like. They left a lot of how they're really feeling out. We have the moon. And the moon, you see this woman, gazing at her reflection. And the reflection isn't exactly, reflecting who she is on the outside. It's reflecting who she is on the inside, the parts of her that she doesn't see. And I feel like there's a lot this person didn't open up about that they kept a mystery, that they kept hidden, maybe because they didn't even realize it themselves consciously. With the moon, it talks about intuition and the things that we know subconsciously. We know these things on a subconscious level. We get these feelings, this person isn't right, or this situation, I don't like it. But we do it, sometimes we do it anyways, because we're like, just ignore that. And I feel like that's kind of the energy of this person. They weren't wanting to really see, maybe they didn't like that part of themselves for some reason, you know what I mean? Of being vulnerable, of showing what's underneath, the exterior. But this person was holding back a lot of feelings. We have the 10 and the Ace of Cups. I feel like this person also wanted a new beginning, and they never said it. They wanted to start over, or maybe they didn't quite portray how much they wanted to start over. maybe for some of you, I feel like saying that this relationship could have a lot of mirroring. You know, there's a song by Stained. I'm on the outside, you know, I can see through you, see all your colors. Because inside you're ugly, ugly like me. You know that song? I don't know. Maybe it's kind of relevant to the situation. It just came to me. But maybe they didn't feel, something about them didn't feel beautiful enough for this, you know, to open up these feelings. Maybe it was too raw for them, too uncomfortable to open up like that. Because I definitely see that you brought them a lot of happiness, a lot of emotion. And again, I feel with this 10 to 1 card here of cups that one of the things that they've left unsaid is about creating some kind of new beginning, creating a happy ending. Maybe they didn't know how to create this happy ending. Okay, let's see. We're going to get some. Okay, breathe. Oh my gosh, sorry. Yang energy. Okay. Yeah, TikTok. Right there. I'm going to take all 3 of these. I don't know, I feel like I should. Yeah, I feel like they might have been doing some self-reflecting about themselves. And they didn't exactly like what they saw. And with that yang energy, it's funny, the mirroring there. Again, like I said, there's a mirroring here. I don't necessarily resonate with twin flames. But maybe, you know, if there were, you know, if you believe in such a thing, I absolutely 100% support you in that, as long as you're keeping it healthy. You know, in terms of how you're letting people treat you. I just don't like sometimes the association I'm seeing with twin flames and being in unhealthy relationships. But there's definitely something here with you guys, like a strong connection. I think more so than any pile I've seen in a long time. But this person, they probably don't know how to, you know, put out that masculine energy. They're not sure how to take charge. And maybe when they do take charge, it's in all the wrong ways. You know what I mean? Maybe their timing isn't right. They don't know how to say things at the right time. It's like they wait too late, or they say it too soon, or, you know what I mean? There's just something muddled about them. And that with the moon, it could be very well mental illness, or some kind of emotional problems, okay? Not that I'm saying, you know, oh, they're crazy or something. No, there's something to them, inside of them. See that in that breathe card, how she has like a face inside of her, in her chest? I feel like there's a second part of this person underneath that they don't share with anybody very easily, and that's kind of like what they've left unsaid. Maybe difficulties that they've had with their masculine energy and asserting themselves and getting what they want. Masculine energy is all about getting what they want, about attaining that, of working for those goals, getting those, bringing those things to them. And I feel like it's lacking here in some way, or it isn't balanced. But I definitely do see some mirroring. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope, you know, if it resonates, let me know in the comments. You don't have to go into any detail if you don't feel comfortable. You could just say, hey, I picked pile number 2, and I'll heart your comment. And yeah, I just kind of feel a sadness, especially for you. Also for this person a little bit, but I feel more sad for you because I'm biased. You're my friend, not them. But I'll see you all in the next reading, and I, you know, wish you all the very best. Have a good day ahead of you, a good evening, a good week, you know, whatever, you know, part of your life you're in right now. When you watch this is timeless, so yeah. Take care, guys. Okay, so those of you that have chosen pile number 3, this is going to be your reading. I want to apologize in advance if you hear any yelling in the background. Upstairs, people are watching football, and it gets exciting, I guess. So sometimes they will yell. Also, I want to say a few other things while I'm putting these cards out. Since last night, I've been really, like, for some reason, feeling, I knew I was going to do this reading, and don't know, I just had this feeling to, like, listen to I Love You by Billie Eilish, and I don't know if maybe that's relevant to your situation in some way. So I'm just throwing it out there for people, and I was listening to it the entire time while I was shuffling. I found an hour-long looped version, and I don't know, maybe for some of you it could be relevant in some way. Maybe you love that song, or you associate it with this person, or maybe it might fit your situation in some way. So I often get messages through music. I used to put it on my channel a little bit more. I don't really much anymore, but haven't recently, but I say it if I feel it. If I feel a song come to me. Yeah, okay, my hands are like shaky today. Oh, frustrating. Okay, so on the top we're going to have what you left unsaid, and on the bottom what they've left unsaid. And we're going to take some clarifiers, so, because this one is a little bit different than some of the other ones, and this is one of these type of piles where it's like, So on your end, I feel like one of the things that you've left unsaid is the extent to which this person upset you and made you feel bad. I feel almost a physical discomfort. Like, you didn't just feel sad, you felt it in your body. You didn't feel just sad in your mind, or you like literally could feel the physical effects of sadness. Like, knots in your stomach, or that sinking feeling. I get it right in, like, when I feel something, I feel it like right up in my, like right below my breasts, in between my breasts and my belly button, and it's just like this awful feeling. There might have been many things that made you feel like that you just didn't tell them. Like for some of you, it might be that, in more like other situations, there might be people here that are listening that didn't tell them how down and out they actually were, in terms of even just being like not having money. Maybe you didn't tell them that you couldn't afford to do something, or you just didn't have the means to do something, or that you were going through such a hard time. I feel like a defensiveness here with this Nine of Wands, trying to protect what's behind you, protect, maybe your image, or maybe, you just didn't want to open up about that stuff. You didn't want to seem weak. The Nine of Wands, especially in this deck, really doesn't want to seem like a weak person. They want to seem like they can protect it all. And I feel like that's definitely, you are protecting certain things. Whether it was your, financial status, as I said, or maybe like physical, like just really deep feelings of loss, or feeling like the sun would never shine again. You know what I mean? Like everything was just, bad. And I feel like there was like a lot, you were trying to balance things here with the Two of Pentacles. You're trying to seem like you could balance it all, that it wasn't affecting you as much as it was. Whatever happened between you and this person. Like I said, I think for many of you, you might be coming here to hear about like a romantic situation. But some of you might be coming here for other reasons. So I feel like that's definitely what you left unsaid. Maybe you just didn't want to tell them, how much you were suffering in some way, or how bleak things looked for you. You wanted to keep up this persona that everything's fine, okay? So I'm definitely seeing that for on your end, okay? Now, on pile number 3. Hold on. We have the Origins card. It could be talking about the, again, maybe you didn't tell them the type of family you came from. Maybe you were worried they wouldn't like that. Your roots. Maybe you have an abusive family, or a family that isn't something you're proud of. Maybe you came from poverty, or something where it might have made you a bit tough and you just don't want to show it. You didn't want to show that part of you. We have wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Let's see. What? No, that didn't come out. Went back in and I lost it. Caution. Tread softly to not disturb the woodland floor. Yeah, I feel like maybe you didn't want to tell this person. Maybe, if you have like a pride issue, you just didn't want to tell them because you didn't want to disturb them with it. Or maybe you're just a careful person. You don't like to open up about those aspects of yourself. Okay, so I'll take one more card over here. To the sea. Huh. That's kind of a sad looking card in some way. Let's look up the meaning together so we can see, because I'm still learning this deck. Being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. Can you let go of the need to have things your way? That defensive energy is, yeah. Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Yeah, I feel like you were holding back with this person. Maybe you didn't have... Okay, if this was like a long distance type of thing, it's like maybe you didn't have the means to go to them. Or maybe you were afraid for them to see who you truly were. Like maybe you weren't quite what you presented, or you feel like you weren't quite what you presented. You know what I mean? Because online stuff can be... I met my husband online. We've been together for 17 years. There were just certain things, of course, that you can't know about somebody from far away. And maybe you're scared to tell them. You were too scared to say, this is actually what my life is like. And maybe you thought they wouldn't accept it, okay? Okay, so I'm just saying that. That's, for some of you. It doesn't have to be for everybody. But I do definitely, I want to say, feel this sense of, maybe being defensive of some of the parts of your life where you feel like you lack. Or, like I said, it could be, poverty, like growing up in poverty. Maybe you came from a family that you think doesn't match theirs. Or maybe, there are lots of different ways this could manifest for somebody, and resonate for you. So I don't want to sit here and ramble too much about the details. So, down on their end, we have the Four of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Chariot. I feel that they were a lot more receptive than they let on, a lot more dedicated than they let on. We have the Chariot, which is like something that's charging forward, with two Pentacle cards, which are more slow moving, right? So it's kind of a contradiction here, in terms of what somebody wants to do or how they're proceeding with something. With the Four of Pentacles, it's like literally a stop energy. Like, nope, I'm hoarding this. I'm not moving. I've gotten this card in many readings, personal readings, my own readings. I have a lot of associations with this particular dude right here. And it's an energy of not giving it up, whether it's words or anything. Like in terms of like jobs, anytime I've ever asked about a job it wasn't going to happen, this comes out. It's like a no. So definitely a lot of like held back energy with this person. Skepticism could be something, not really willing to open up. But this person with the King of Pentacles, the king is the master of the suit. He's got the best energies there in terms of the court cards. And, he's mastered it much more. And I feel like this person had a lot more dedication to you than they've let on. I can't help but notice always in this card, in this particular deck, this King of Pentacles is like looking so wistfully at something. It's like, what is he saving up for? What's he dreaming about? You know what I mean? Because he's not really, his eyes aren't really on the pentacle in his hand. They're off somewhere else. So he's obviously dreaming about something. What is he dreaming about, And it could be that this person, was dreaming more about you and not really telling you how much they were planning on this, how much they actually wanted to make this happen. I feel like for many of you, this could be a long distance thing, like for many of you. Or at least something with a lot of maybe obstacles, financial obstacles, like moving or physical obstacles. Yeah. And this desire, again, to move forward. As you can see, though, the horses are kind of like going in different directions. So it can be kind of almost... when I see the Chariot card represented in that way, I often feel like it's a more scattered... It's like one of them's going that way and one of them's going straight forward. So I feel like, again, things weren't clearly said on this person's part. I think that was reflecting that. Let's just get some clarification here. leg up. Let me just see. I want to see one more. Yeah, okay. With that leg up, I feel like this person almost may have known more than you let on about your situation or something. It's like they maybe wanted to help you. Maybe they were in a better, for some of you, this person's in a better financial spot than you are. And it's like they wanted to help you, but maybe you were too proud. That's going to be for some of you, okay? Like I said, there will be different people with different type of situations coming in here. But definitely this sense of dedication I'm seeing here, like on their part. You know, when we talk about a leg up, receiving help, delegating authority, interdependence. Relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust. You'll be met with kindness and love. Don't expect others to read your mind, though. Ask and it's given. Maybe you needed help from this person, and, you know, they would have helped you, but you never asked. I feel like this person is very dedicated to you, though. They would help you through anything. They really care for you in a deep way, and maybe they've never said that, and maybe they've just, you know, shown you this Four of Pentacles energy, where it seems like they're greedy, and it doesn't have to be greedy with money or material things. I want to emphasize that. That's just one of the manifestations of, you know, the Pentacles, but yeah, and then we have change in the wind, which talks about, well, disruptions and that type of stuff. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm ground. Feeling a shift. Uncertainty about which direction the wind will blow. The different directions. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting, right? Isn't this cool how they come out? Relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas, oh my gosh, and this is for this card though. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you both to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to truly be happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from the drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. Yeah, I feel like they haven't told you kind of how dedicated, like, again, that they are. And I feel like both of you right now are in a situation where you kind of feel like it's lost. Even though I feel like, I don't know if I feel on your end as much as this person's end. Maybe you're still in that unsure energy, whereas they are actually a little bit more sure, but it might be a reflection of how you've been acting towards them. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, maybe they think that you've had a change of heart, that you're just moving away from them. And it kind of, you know, disappoints them because maybe they had a lot of goals and plans regarding you and they never really told you them. Yeah, I have a story. A personal story time. I had a friend. This is a really personal story, but I had a friend, an internet friend, and we talked for quite a few years and stuff, and then I met my husband, and I told him, you know, oh, I'm going, you know, to, like, meet this guy, blah, 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 and he was like, why didn't you wait for me? And I was like, what? You never told me anything. I didn't know I was supposed to wait for you. What are you talking about? You know, he's like, I wanted to come meet you and stuff, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and he was, like, apparently all into me, never said a damn thing to me, like, you know, we can't, you know things without people telling us sometimes, you know. I had tarot cards back then, but I was still learning. Actually, I found my book recently, and I have my readings from when I was 17. That's like 18 years ago, guys. Like, oh my god. But anyways, I'll have to post them on Instagram. But anyways, personal story time over. It just, you know, there might be for this person, there might be some lack of clarity on their end on how to proceed forward. They just don't know what's going on. It seems like maybe you've changed, or there's something about it that just seems unstable, and so they're not quite sure where to go. So maybe that may be why they leave these things unsaid. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe they feel like there's a part of you that's not truly opening up to them, or isn't being upfront. in some way. But I feel like, you know, if you needed this person's help in some way, especially like financially, or it was stability in some way, or you want this person to grow with this person on a physical level, you want to move in together, you want to be with them on a more physical, you know, face-to-face basis in terms of like long-term relationship, I mean long-distance relationships. I feel like this person's there. Like they have that desire to make it that, although they may have not said that, and maybe because they've never given any hints, you're not wanting to tell them how you feel. So I just feel like there's some kind of miscommunication here. I hope this is a clear reading for you guys, because I do feel like there might be different cases of this within the reading, different, you know, little aspects coming out for different people, but you know, that's an overall energy that I'm seeing. So take care, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you, a week ahead of you. Whenever you watch this is timeless. And thank you for all your support. If you comment, let me know you picked pile number 3, and I'll give you a heart. And take care, guys. Okay. Hey, guys. So if you've chosen pile number 4, the last pile, this is going to be your reading. First of all, I'm going to just say 2 things before I start this. Number 1, if you hear any shouting in the background, there's an exciting football game going on upstairs, and it gets just too exciting for some people. So they shout. Hopefully, I think it might be at a pause right now, so hopefully that won't be an issue. And then as well, ever since like last night, and I knew I was going to do this reading, and while I was shuffling, I've been listening to one particular song, so maybe it's relevant to you in some way. So I'll just say it, and if it isn't, you know, don't bother. But I Love You by Billie Eilish. It's been I don't know, really on my mind, that song. So I figured maybe I often channel things through music or get signs through music, so, you know, maybe it's relevant. So, anyways, let's get into your reading. So what have you left unsaid? This person, wow, your person. Okay, so you're on top, they're on bottom, okay? In terms of what you've left unsaid, there is something big here with the folly. The folly is like the tower. And it could be an event that you've left unsaid, but it could also just be internal feelings, a disruption of feelings, how, if perhaps you've had like a breakup with this person or some kind of destruction in the relationship, you might not have exactly, you might have held a lot of feelings back, a lot of what you wanted to say. I see a lot of things held back here. With the Seeker of Challenges, you have, it's like the, I guess, Knight of Swords energy. And in this particular deck, as you can see, this person has, you know, armor on, and they're kind of like ready at a stance. But it's like, what did you leave unsaid? This person's ready to kind of like, you know, fight for their beliefs or fight for what they want to say. But I feel like, you know, obviously this is coming up in what you left unsaid. So I don't feel like you maybe spoke some of your truth. Maybe you weren't as sharp with them or as articulate as you wanted to be. Because you might have said things to this person, but it wasn't exactly all that was on your mind or all that was in your heart, or, you know, all that you needed to be said, you know, or that you wanted to say. It could have been an energy of, man, afterwards thinking, I should have said this or I should have said that. There's also a lot of armor on this Knight, so it makes me think of protection mode. Maybe you didn't want to open up about, you know, whatever was going on within you or in your life because, you know, you wanted to protect yourself in some way. It was kind of like maybe a protective type of stance. And then we have the Five of Spells, which talks about, you know, in this particular deck, training, competition. And it's like, hold on. I just can't help but notice this little, like, frog over in the background, frog head guy. That's kind of just sitting and watching on. And it's kind of like, I'm getting this, again, a feeling of passions left unsaid. Watching something happen and just, you know, watching it happen instead of really being an active participant. So again, I feel like this, yeah, like an inactive participant in something. Maybe you just didn't know how to say what you wanted to say. Let's get some clarification here. Joy. Woods. Renew. Okay. Okay, I have some more feelings here now coming in. So, renew, woods, and joy. So, you know, tower moments are never an amazing thing at the time you're going through them. It's always something that's quite, you know, life shattering, or earth, you know, or so it shatters something. And perhaps you didn't want to interrupt this person in some way. We have joy. Spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the result. Maybe you didn't want to bother this person with, maybe you had personal issues that you didn't tell them about because you didn't want to really bother them with it. And maybe you thought it would disrupt their joy in some way, you know, what you were going through. Woods. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. Again, maybe you wanted to leave some mystery to yourself. You didn't, you just had this protective stance on, like I said, with the armor, and you didn't really want to open up about what was going on inside of you. Even if it were like feelings, for instance, this could be even a crush energy here, okay? Where you like somebody and you just are admiring them, but you're just, and it's like, wow, I haven't felt like this in a long time. I haven't like felt this awake in a long time, or I haven't, you know, felt these type of feelings. But again, kind of keeping it to yourself. Again, like I said, with that night, that seeker of challenges, you know, being a little bit protective with yourself. And then renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. And I think this could tie into those of you that maybe had some kind of traumatic, you know, event in your life, or something going on that was really disruptive. It's like maybe you thought, I'm not going to spoil their mood or really tell them much about it because things are going to get better. Because the tower isn't, you know, it's a temporary moment. It's not something that's going to last forever. And maybe you're one of those people that's like, well, why bother? Because, you know, things will improve. And, you know, for those of you in that type of situation, perhaps for some of you, you might have thought, I'll get over these feelings, so I'm just not going to say anything. I don't want to open myself up like that. Maybe I'll get over it. I usually get over crushes like this. Or maybe, you know, maybe they'll get over me. Maybe this is like, you know, people just move on. What's the point in, like, you know, it never works out. You know, there's a lot of different energies as to why you could be protective of yourself. And why you might not be speaking your truth to this person. But I definitely see this energy, like, again, of this, like, you know, aha type of moment, or a moment of, you know, problems in your life, and you just didn't want to disrupt it. With that joy card as well, it might be that you didn't want to spoil a friendship, okay? That could very well be something if you're friends with this person. It's like these feelings were like, what? This is not the right time, the right person, the right anything. So I'm just going to kind of like sit back and watch. Okay, let's see here. Treasure Island. Oh, sweetness. Yeah, I think you found this person to be a treasure of some kind. Let's look at the guidebook and see. Your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourself and each other. Now is a time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and the love is in the air. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. See, like I kind of had said about, I feel like this tower moment could even be that these feelings weren't the best feelings to have at the moment. Or maybe you're afraid of, like, ruining. I really feel like for many of you, this could be a friendship that you're afraid to ruin with the truth of your feelings. You treasure them so much, you wouldn't want to disrupt it. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be very prevalent for many of you. Because I really do feel like you see a lot in this person. And sometimes it's better just to keep things to yourself in your, eyes. So on their end, we've got the Seeker of Visions, the Two of Visions in suspension. This person has a lot of emotions they haven't told you about. Because we have those vision cards, which are like cups. And cup cards often talk about our emotions. With the Seeker of Visions, it's like a Knight of Cups type of person. Somebody who's, dreamy and romantic and just, I feel like this person likes you too. And they haven't told you as well. And it might be a similar energy here with suspension. Perhaps it was also a realization for them as well. And we have that Two of Visions. It's a Two of Cups. It's a great card. It talks about deep friendship, deep connections. And they feel that for you too. And maybe they haven't quite told you that it's become something more as well. With you, it's more of something that shocked the crap out of you. Whereas this person, maybe it's been slowly coming over time. Something that's been developing for a long time that they've realized. Let's see. Can I get some clarification? What is Power Force person left unsaid? What is Power Force person left unsaid? We have Patience right there on the bottom. Origins. Origins, like they come out a lot. Retreat. Clearing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with the origins and the remembering your roots, I feel like many of you have a relationship with this person that is based on like friendship or something else. A relationship that, it's a type of relationship where you don't want to mess it up. I feel like either of you are in that. And with the retreat and clearing and patience, this is a very patient card, the Hanged Man. Like I said, it's something that's slowly developing, slowly awakening in this person. And for some of you, you might be out of contact with this person or have been a little bit, maybe you've been a little bit distant. And I feel like this distance has made them, making these feelings grow, I guess I would say. And they haven't told you about it. It's kind of like what they've left unsaid. For some of them, it might be on the same end of theirs, is that it makes them uncomfortable because they're afraid of this going too far. Or, ruining a relationship. Let me just see here. TikTok. Timing. Soulmates. Yeah, this person feels like, they haven't told you, but they feel like you're their soulmate. And that time, I feel like there's timing in this. They don't feel like it's the right time. That's why they haven't said anything. Perhaps it's still developing too. Like it's still under maintenance. These feelings are still kind of coming, up. Because we do have the Knight of Cups, although the Knight of Cups is usually quite romantic. But maybe I just feel like there's something about this connection that has to wait on their end. With that Tower energy up there, it could be that you're in another relationship right now, and they're kind of waiting for that to go away, or maybe they are, or something. Do you know what I mean? That could be for some of you. But for others of you, there's just something about timing here, and being patient. This person does feel that strong connection here. Look, we have the Soulmates card, the Two of Visions. Like, wow. Yeah, that's what they've left unsaid. This is pretty cut and dry and simple. Wow. Maybe that song is going to be relevant to you guys. Like the I Love You song. Go listen to that. I encourage you. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. So, yeah. Crazy. You have to tell me about this, guys. Well, you don't have to tell me in detail if you don't feel comfortable, of course. But at least let me know you picked pile number 4. I love it. Give you a heart on your comment and I'll see you all in the next reading. I wish you the very best of this connection. I don't know. I really am rooting for you guys. I'm shipping this. Okay? So, I'll see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Have a wonderful day, week, evening, whatever is ahead of you. This is a timeless reading whenever you come across it. And take care.